CEO of Tech. Hey everyone, it's Eric Bean, CEO of Texting Base, and a common question I get a lot of entrepreneurs come and ask, what's involved with starting a business, and specifically a software business, and it's an interesting experience. I've experience in banking, and experience with other types of business, including technology. Software is different in the sense that you can't make any money for a very long time, and that's what you just have to accept. You also are dealing with programmers and user interface people, which are self-managed, but also are very artistic, and artsy brains work in a different kind of way. So you have to realize that when you go into it, that yes, there's guidance that's going to be needed, but these are professionals and adults, and they're quite good at what they do if you've hired the right people. For our product, we started this work on February 14th, which is Valentine's Day of 2012. And here we are, rapidly approaching the middle of May in 2015, which is crazy to think. So it's been 3 years and 3 months of development. Now, we didn't focus on the product 100% of the time because we had to go build another business to pull in some projects to support the work. Otherwise, that would have just been an incredibly expensive endeavor that I was not in a position to handle. And I'm just being honest with everyone how this whole thing works. You have to figure out how you're going to get it done. And part of that is finding people that believe in your vision and being able to negotiate something with them where they have ownership in the company so that they're vested and on board and ready to go. So for us, a large part of this has been requirements and laying out the requirements. It's stuff that's not fun. It's not glamorous, and it certainly isn't sexy. Coming up with a domain name, making sure that you have your Dun & Bradstreet number set up, getting your bank account set up, making sure that you have a logo. In this case, this is our logo that can print cleanly on things, including business cards. Making sure you've trademarked that logo, making sure you've patented or you have something starting to work forward on the patent when you get to that point in the process. Understanding what customers need and how your product is going to solve a problem. For us, that's a little easier than some software companies. I mean, our product solves a communication problem, personalizes that group communication, so it adds a level of efficiency. But also, when you're dealing with sales and you're personalizing communication, you're also able to show people how to make a lot more money. So our pitch is, obviously different, than some people. We both have the time portion of, hey, you can now reach these 1,000 people in a few seconds, as opposed to a lot of time that it would have taken on a very personal level. And the ROI from building those relationships or keeping them active. So that's an advantage for us moving forward, but some software companies don't have that. I can tell you that our product, when we first started it, it seemed like a simple idea. Let me personalize a group communication. And as we started into the whole process of what that looked like, we realized that this was anything but easy, and there's a reason that nobody else has done it. The management of the groups, making sure that you're able to build a database and load it with everybody's things. People have built uploads for other databases before, but never used it in group communication. Part of the reason of that is imagine you're a business owner, whatever data you have, just think about it. Say you know what type of shoes somebody buys, and that's what you're going after, and you have 100 people, and you know what 98 of them like to buy. Well, if you put that in a group message and you try to input what shoe they like to buy, 2 people are going to get a message that makes no sense. So how do you manage that process? How do you make sure that everybody gets the right message that makes sense? How do you make sure that when you put the brackets and you put a comma after the bracket that the system doesn't break? How do you make sure that all punctuation is accounted for? When you're doing an upload, how do you make sure that some people will put brackets around the area code? Some people just put the numbers plain straight. Some people put dots. Some people put dashes. And some people put combinations of all those things. How do you account for all that when you're uploading your data as cell phone data? How do you account for numbers that aren't in your database? So I'll give you a real example. We were pretty close to launching, and one of our programmers texted our system from a number that was not in the database. Well, the system went searching for a number and when it couldn't find it, 404 error, and we had to figure out how to account for that. So there's a million of those examples that I can give on building a piece of software. Once the software is built, we were ready to go in October 15th. It was then time to test it and time to try to make sure that we were improving on that product. All books, lean startup and other things, they would probably tell me that what we did was pretty foolish. We should have launched a product in the first year, started trying to collect money, figured out what clients like, and then adjusted to the clientele. And there is some wisdom to that. There certainly is. In this case, it's a bit of an invention. So there's not a lot of data to find out. We're not adjusting the product to the people as much as we are solving a problem using our product. So our goal, instead of trying to figure out what everybody wanted, was to try to build a product that was very flexible so that whatever they wanted to do with it, they could do with it. And communication is the goal. So launching the product has also been interesting. I mean, there's a lot of stuff you forget about. You could be a great software person and you could be great at marketing, great at ops, even have the legal part under control, accounting, obviously you can outsource your accounting, but when it comes to launching a product and getting people used to something new, that's our biggest challenge. We've got to teach people a new way of doing business and a new way of communicating. And sometimes that takes time to catch on. In my last broadcast, I mentioned, first text message 1992 and 1995, people are sending an average of 0.4 text messages a month. So, it wasn't adapted to very quickly. And now you're seeing 18 to 24-year-olds sending over 2,200 texts on average every single month. So it's skyrocketed. You have companies like WhatsApp right now that are sending over 50 billion texts a day through their network alone. And globally, you're looking at astronomical numbers. It could be in the mid to high trillions for annual number of texts sent this year globally, which is an unbelievable number to think of. It seems like everybody's doing it. So for us, we're adding a level of efficiency to a monster, and nobody's really focused on business texting. Right now, 15% of the texts sent are business texts, and there's no platform out there for it. So trying to solve that issue is a big challenge of ours. So far since we've launched, what I realized is we probably over-engineered the product. And what I mean by that is we haven't had any bugs or issues. And you're supposed to have a lot of bugs and issues when you launch a product. Which means we waited a long time, which means we spent a lot of money. The good news is that people are going to have a product that works. The bad news is it looks like a product that's been on the market for 6 months and those issues are worked out. And that is kind of the reality, because we did, sort of a soft launch October 15th with a couple customers. Also, we've got things to shore up, as a group. I met with them yesterday and we all celebrated, great job, everybody. Thank you. And my team is amazing. Then we all started talking about the things that we need to improve upon. And the list is long. Even though the product right now, I can safely say is better than anything on the market that we've seen. Maybe there's something in a basement or a major lab somewhere that can compete. But right now we're the technology leaders hands down in this space. And where we're going is significantly better than where we are. So I'm very confident that we're going to get there. But right now, we've got a lot of work to do. And it almost feels like after 3.5 years, and it really is the reality, that we are now at the starting line. So how is it to launch a software company? It's a lot of pain. It's a lot of stress. It's very rewarding to see something that was an idea of yours come to life, and to know that you had a part of it, and that this thing is going to make a lot of people, their lives are going to be better. They're going to either save a lot of time, they're going to build relationships with people that are important to them, or they're going to make a tremendous amount of money with a product. The only thing you can hope is that with something as powerful as this, it doesn't get in the wrong hands. It doesn't go into somebody who's trying to do something strange. But with somebody who's trying to save the world, raising money, organizing people to pick up clean up trash, raising funds for tuberculosis research or cystic fibrosis, any of those things. I'm excited to see how people use it. And with a powerful platform like this, if it's used in the right way, we can make the world a better place. So I'll keep you guys posted as it goes on. Day 2 right now. All is quiet on the Western Front, except for behind the scenes right now. Everybody's scrambling to get a product out there that makes everybody go, wow. And we're working on some things that'll make us proud and hopefully other people excited about trying out Texting Base. In the meantime, if you want to try out Texting Base, you can open an account for free. Go to textingbase.com and sign up. If you want a demo, which often makes more sense because we can't allow you to demo it through the system live. And the reason is because we work with 7-digit phone numbers, and the phone companies, for each number you get, they charge us. So we pass through that cost. So if everyone were to demo it and it were to cost us, $2 a month, it would add up after a while. And after 3.5 years, not 3 years and 3 months of starting this, we're not in that position yet. We're not a $21.3 billion company. We're a startup. So, if you want to demo the system, I'm happy to get online, show you how to use it. You can reach out to me on my cell phone, 813-464-0945. And of course, you can text me because, that's the basis of what we do. Or you can email me, and the last name is Beans, just like in the description, at textingbase.com. And I'm happy to work with you and see if we can help you out and make your life a little bit better. Live efficient, as we say. Thank you guys very much again. I hope you have a wonderful day, and look forward to talking with you soon.